Joining us now, criminal defense attorney Sara Azari, to discuss when we look at and we listen to what we have heard from Amber Heard, it has been emotional, at times extremely graphic. It's also, I think if we step back for a minute, she is describing a cycle of abuse that I think many would recognize as classic cases of domestic abuse, of domestic violence. If we're just pulling back for a minute and looking at this, what are you hearing in that testimony?
Well, Erica, look, yes, it's horrific, it's violent, it's awful. Domestic violence is awful, but it has to be true. And her testimony, it just doesn't ring true, neither in form nor substance. You know, let me start by saying that when you start adding stories and facts and getting more detailed over time, that indicates fabrication. Secondly, this is a woman who was very good at photographing everything. She even taped, Angry Johnny in his kitchen throwing things around. But she didn't take photos of some very serious injuries that she's alleging and she's testifying to on the stand. That should raise an eyebrow, you know,
But why? But just let me stop here and say, why should that raise an eyebrow that she didn't take photos of her own injuries? Why?
Well, it's not just the photos, Erica. You also have to pair it with the other evidence. She never sought medical care, right? We're not talking about swelling and bruising, which she also testifies to. We're talking about being sexually assaulted with a bottle. And they offered to take her to the emergency room, and she said, no, she doesn't need any medical care. So when you look at the totality of the evidence, you know, yes, her testimony can just be taken as true, but it's not ringing true. And so the less true it's ringing, then you need corroboration. And when you look at the corroboration in this case, the witnesses have testified to things that are completely in stark contrast to what she is testifying to. And then
we're going to hear two different versions. Can I ask you one question, though, as we look at, because as I look at this, there is this fascination in this country right now with this trial. And I'm sure part of that comes from the celebrities that are involved. Part of it comes from the horrific details that we've heard from both of them, right? From both Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. But there are also these classic moments, frankly, that we hear about in domestic violence cases and domestic abuse. One of them, of course, would be you're likely not going to go to the emergency room or call the police on someone if you're hoping that maybe this is going to resolve itself. And I wonder, as we look at all of this, we are still in the trial phase, we're still in the testimony phase. Do you think it can actually lead to a more substantive, important conversation in this country about the state of these toxic relationships and domestic violence issues?
But I agree with you, Erica. But, you know, when you have witnesses, and I've had many because I represent accused and victims, countless in these cases. And the problem with witnesses who come forward with false stories or fabricated stories is that they discredit the real victims. And that's what's dangerous about this to me. Coming and taking the stand with very selective memory. Oh, you don't know whether the bottle was broken that penetrated you? How could you not know that? How could you not remember that you threw a broken bottle at Johnny Depp that severed his finger, but you remember the type of flooring that you were dragged across, you know, that it was parquet or it was beautiful, et cetera, et cetera. So again, you know, I am all about protecting women. I've represented victims, but you have to tell the truth, because when you don't, you are actually doing disservice to people who need the help, who are true victims of domestic violence. And so this is a credibility call, Erica, and I think that credibility lies with Johnny Depp, and she's her best witness. She's the second person testifying in her case, and this is what we're getting.
We will have, as I mentioned, testimony resumes a week off next week, resumes on the 16th. We will be hearing more, and of course, we will see ultimately what the jury finds to be true in this case. Sara, good to have you with us as always. Thank you.
So good to see you.